There you have it, folks. The series finale of Doctor Who Series 11 has been and gone. This episode saw the Doctor and her companions answer 5 distress calls from 5 totally different planets, while on their journey discovered an alien race called the Ux. This alien race was under the power of Tim Shaw, also known as the Stenza, the enemy that we met back in episode 1 of this series. I did kind of, leading up to it, I did kind of think, to be honest, all the other villains that the Doctor has faced throughout this run of the episodes, only one of them has stood out to me, being the prominent one, which of course was the Stenza, or as he is referred to in episode 1, Tim Shaw. I found there to be loads of different references to, in fact maybe 2, 3, possibly even 4 references to Doctor Who's past, and one reference there thrown in from a Die Hard film. The Die Hard reference being when Graham blew up the robots, he said, "Yippee-ki-yay, robots," and blew them up with the push of a button. This episode itself had references to episode 2, episode 1, episode and then there was an episode, I think, of the David Tennant era that was referenced in this episode, as well as referencing the companions. Oh, there was references from episode 2 of this series. There was references of episode 1, 2, and then of series 7 there was references to series 7 episode 1, Asylum of the Daleks, when they had those mind chips implanted in their heads. Upon arrival on Rostov Av Kolos, the Doctor and the companions stepped out of the TARDIS, and they were met with the last surviving soldier of the crew, who was suffering memory loss, and couldn't really remember the whole situation of how he got there. He was remembering little bits as the episode went on, but in the beginning he was far worse, and this reminded me of the fact that when the Doctor and Amy went into the Alaska in Series 7, Episode 1. They also met a crew member who couldn't remember who he was, couldn't remember how he died, and then he was taken over by a Dalek. So yeah, and then at the end of the episode, we were greeted with a trailer for the New Year's Day special entitled Resolution. I will have more on that in tomorrow's video, and I will also have more news on the fact that we got a very unexpected announcement with regards to the next series. So I will also have more news on that in the video following tomorrow's video. This review, or rather this episode of Series 11 gets a solid 10 for me. I like the story. I found out that instead of writing single stories with Chris Chibnall should stick to possibly only writing finale based episodes of the series, mainly due to the fact that the first half of Series 11 there was about 3 or 4 stories written by him, and I didn't find them to be as strong as this one. I only found the second half of Series 11 to be fairly strong because of all the guest writers and the guest actors that, but mainly because of the guest writers that appeared along with this series. I do think having guest writers write an entire series of Doctor Who and then have the showrunner and head writer for Doctor Who write only the finale episodes work best, mainly due down to the fact that this head writer anyway is better suited to writing finale episodes. However, that is just my opinion. Feel free to have your own opinion in the comments below. I will be back tomorrow with those videos that I mentioned previously, and once January 1st comes round, I will have a review of Resolution and the Series 11 roundup video as a whole to round off the end of the series as a whole series rather than single episodes. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.